Welcome back to the Lucky Labo YouTube channel. It's been a while since the last upload. However, we have something very exciting for you today. Without further ado, the new Lucky Labo S14.
Oh my. Oh, it sounds so good. Oh.
What is up, man?
Whoa.
Good to see you. Holy shit. So we just took delivery of this car yesterday. My friend Alex, aka Corsa Tec, drove 7 hours from somewhere in Texas to deliver this thing. He did all of the fabrication work on the exhaust side and also did a lot of work to help clean up the engine setup. Would you look at that? So the car was delivered by Alex yesterday. We hung out for most of the day. He drove back to Texas to go do his stuff because he's a very busy guy. So now for me, what we're gonna start doing is digging into certain aspects of the car that need attention. Right now, the shifter is in desperate need of something new. We're inside the car. The interior is actually quite clean. No cracks in the dash. Door panels are nice. Full interior, besides this cage. Anyways, what we're focusing on today is this. Now watch the action here. This is neutral. That's in gear. Tons of play. So, yeah, whatever's installed in here is junk and was not installed correctly. So we have this unit from Cube in Australia, Cube Speed. This is basically sort of like a C's style drop-in. Shifter is like this. So yeah, it's a drop-in unit. Should be pretty straightforward to install. So other than that, we want to put a Yashio factory shift knob and then Yashio factory shift boot, maybe. But anyways, let's get into it. After removing the shifts around, we have run into our first issue. Seems to be some sort of dynamat instead of the normal boot that goes here. It's gonna be a pain to take this off, but shouldn't be a huge problem. Then we'll pop this out and get the new unit swapped in. Okay, got that shit out of there. It's all there. I'm guessing that they just didn't know that you could get an OEM boot that bolts into these 4 holes here. However, yes, this is a R33 trans made it to an R33 S1 RB25, so the shifter placement is not exactly in the center here. Doesn't seem to be a problem overall, but anyways, let's get these bolts out and get this gunk out of the way, and you know, yeah, just close the book on this chapter here. Here's the problem. It didn't have any bushing on the tip of this. So we have the new shifter all laid out. This is by Cube. This is very similar to an old school C's or Tomei shifter. The only main design difference is the fact that these two pieces are separate, so it allows you to do some height adjustability later on, and you can move this locking screw. But it comes with everything you need. This is not sponsored, but I do think that they make a cool product. Congratulations on your shifter for your Skyline. This is an S14, but as you know, the drivetrain is from a Skyline. This is really important, and this is why the existing shifter was so loose to begin with. These bushings are what actually connects to the transmission, which helps to move the lever to change gears. So if you don't have one of these, there's going to be a lot of slack and slop. According to the instructions, I guess there are two versions of the RB trans, one of which would use this smaller unit and one would use the larger unit. Since I didn't have anything to compare to by taking out the old shifter, I did investigate on the inside of the trans, and it looks like it's the larger piece. So we need to put some lube in here, place it like so, and then tap it with a hammer to press fit that in there. Okay, let's see how this works here. Get some grease on here. Place it. And there it is. Perfectly installed. No issues. Cool. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, you put this ring in here. This is the spacer ring. So that should fit and slide down nice. Then you put this collar in. It only fits one way. Then you place this bushing with the bevel facing down on top of this, and you slide in. All right, we're back again. As you can see, these pieces fit into the notch. It's got a nice bevel here, and it's weighted nicely so that when you put it in, it doesn't slide out. I noticed with my SR trans, when I was installing them, this was the biggest pain, was actually keeping that in place. But the design here is actually really good. Anyways, let's put the top portion on like so, and then put the screws in. Very smooth install. I love when things work out for the best. So far, so good. You know, that's the joy of working on cars, when you find that someone has not fucked it up beyond repair. Okay, looks good. Last part, let's put this nut back on. This is the piece where the shift knob comes in. This is nicely weighted as well. And I believe you can adjust height to your liking. I'm a little bit taller and I sit farther back, so I need something solid. Now that the shifter is installed, what we have to do is swap out the old and crusty, it's actually not too bad, but the shift boot. We're using a Yashio factory shift knob, which has a weighted collar on it. I'll show you right here. And on the actual shift boot, there is a solid collar. So Yashio Factory makes their own to work in unison with the shift knob. And instead of having the collar, it just has a nice little button here. So we're gonna take this out and then switch over to this. Last but not least, to finish it off, the Yashio Factory emblem goes right on top of there. And there it is. Perfect. All right, and that is the first install for the Lucky Labo S14 done. That does it for this episode. Hope you like what you see. Now that we have the car, we're going to be doing a lot more videos on the build process, and then just keeping you guys updated with what's going on. Anyways, catch you in the next video, and thanks for watching.